Hi, I'm Aaron Mukoda.
I'm Staci Colbaccini,
and
we're cadets at your academy.
My uncle went here. He was, I think, 86th grad, and I didn't really consider coming here until about my junior year of high school, and then I just remembered that he went here, and then I just started looking into it.
I didn't hear about this place at all until my cousin went here, and I actually came out with all of my family to see his graduation, and just the atmosphere in the football stadium when the Thunderbirds came out and everyone was throwing their hats made me realize that I really wanted to be a part of something like the Air Force Academy. My big choice was between here and the Naval Academy, but I ended up picking Air Force just because I have a lot of family history in the Air Force Academy.
I actually didn't get in here my first try, so I got rejected. But I had a Falcon scholarship, so I used that. I went to Valley Forge Military College. This was the only school I applied to the next year, and then luckily I got in.
I just remember hearing all kinds of rumors about our basics being moved off base, or like our basics being delayed a month and we all just come back later. That was just probably one of the most nervous days of my life driving there. We had to show up at, I think it was 7 in the morning, and just everyone's yelling at you. You don't really know what's going on. You're trying not to mess up.
My mom was watching the video before of the bus. I didn't really want to watch it, but she was like, "Hey Aaron, you have to come watch this." So I watched it, and then I'm on the bus, and I realized that he's saying the exact same thing.
It's still terrifying, even though you know exactly what's about to happen to you because you've seen other people do it. It's still the fact that they're just in your face yelling at you.
Last year at school, we had military experience, and we kind of had like a 6-week indoctrination into the school, so I kind of knew what to expect, because last year I was kind of freaking out and I didn't know what to do.
As soon as they knock on your door, you're jumping out of bed and you're wide awake instantly. And I just remember frantically running around my room trying to figure out what to do and what uniform to put on, because they're yelling, "ABUs, ABUs." And I asked my roommate if she had had any prior military, and she said no. So we sat there for probably a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how to put our uniforms on and the right way to do everything, and we just did it all wrong.
I don't know, it's you and your roommate, and you just have to kind of figure it out as you go.
I just remember trying really hard not to step on the person's feet in front of me. After a while, it finally hits you that you are marching along with the person next to you and that you are doing things right, and wow, I can do this. I can be a part of the military and I can succeed here.
No matter what, when you're in a new environment, you have to adjust. I think it depends, like, once you get to know some of the people around you. The only reason I think it's tough at all is just because you don't really know the people next to you and you don't really have any friends at the beginning. But once you start making friends, you can make the best out of the situation you're given.
In high school, it would take me years to become really close to a person, but over basic, within a week, I was really good friends with my roommate, and I felt like I had known her for years.
You're given a friend. It doesn't really matter if you like them or not. That's your new friend.
They force you to depend on each other. They force you to get to know each other and to rely on each other. And I think that that's a bond that you can't really get in a normal situation. You can't get to know someone like that unless you're under that kind of stress and depending on them. Well, one thing for me that I really like about the academics here is somehow every subject finds a way to kind of twist the academics to focus on the military. It reminds me that I'm doing this math test, I'm taking this math test, but I'm also in the military and I'm working towards something bigger than just passing this one test.
So I guess I came in with the mentality like, I mean, I hope I can handle it. You know, these people are all probably a lot smarter than me, so I guess I'll just have to work pretty hard. That's kind of my mentality with everything. I mean, I think you can do pretty good as long as you're willing to put the work in.
One of the things I learned really quickly is that when I found myself struggling with a class, that it would be a lot more productive if I went to go ask my teacher for help, or if I went to ask some other freshmen in my squadron who I knew were good at this subject. I'm looking at either some type of engineering or operations research, and I found that I'm pretty good at solving math problems and just taking a step back and kind of approaching problems creatively.
I'm kind of like Staci, where I'm pretty good at math classes too, but I want to be a management major. When I retire from the military one day, I'd like to own my own business. I guess it's, the best description that I've ever heard is just a rite of passage.
I mean, asking that question after we just went through recognition is a totally different perspective. Just because before recognition, I was so nervous for it, so terrified.
You said like leading up to recognition is a crescendo, and I would say recognition is like a decrescendo, because it's kind of like we're going to test you, and then we're gradually going to become the people that are yelling at you to your friends in the squadron and the people that you work with.
And we were all just so nervous. We're all frantically trying to look up some quotes that we can say when they're yelling at us.
I got a Lil Wayne quote. It said Lil Wayne's quote on skaters is as follows. The cool thing about skaters is skaters never give up. So to sum it up, skaters are pretty awesome.
That gets you out of any extra attention?
I wouldn't say it got me out of anything. I mean, it made me smile, so.
We're all just kind of like, all right, like we have each other, we can do this, we can get through it. But at that point, those are just kind of words that you're just hearing. You're still sick to your stomach, just so anxious about what's gonna happen.
And I was walking through the hallway, and it was just like, you kind of like can't believe that you're already done. You know, time does go really fast. It's a big like load off your shoulders, and it's a good feeling.
Being able to wear civilian clothes in our hallway, which meant that I could wear my hair down. And for me, I just remember the next day walking out in the hallway with my hair down, and I just kept kind of looking over my shoulder, just waiting to get yelled at by someone. It's definitely been a really good experience, and I really feel like I've grown so much as a person.
Tough times don't last, tough people do. And I think that's true. I mean, it doesn't really matter what they throw at you, as long as you're working hard, you can get through it.
You should be ready to work when they ask you to.
I'm Aaron Mukoda.
I'm Staci Colbaccini,
and
we're cadets at your academy.